We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football, and if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. They're putting up a whole bunch of statistics on the monitor. SOR rank, strength of schedule, I guess, or strength of resume. Ohio State number 1, Florida State number 2, Michigan 9, Georgia 7, Washington 3, Oregon 12. It's all coming. All the statistics, all the numbers. They just had some sort of ESPN algorithm talking about the chances of these teams making the playoffs. Ohio State, 79% chance. Florida State, 65% chance. Michigan, 50%. Georgia, 41%. Washington, 21%. I don't know how they came up with those numbers. I have no idea. Welcome on in. Real-time reaction to the first of the college football playoffs rankings. Come on in. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to be a PATC legend with your comments, with your phone calls. And you're in the corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. And Keith Jackson and Kurt Gowdy, I wonder if they ever dreamt of the college football playoffs, the 14 playoffs. But guess what? This is the last year of the 14 playoffs. Next year, it's going to be the 12-team playoffs. It could be 6-6. It could be 5-7. But as I watch these college football playoff rankings, in the back of my mind, I'm going to be pretending that this is 2024. And the multitudes of storylines that is going to come out with an expanded playoffs with 6 or 7 at-large bids, with the 5 or 6 top conference champions get an automatic berth to G5 battles. Who's going to get that 1 or 2 slots? Next year, man. Next year is going to be the best year of our college football lives. Welcome in. Thank you, everybody, for coming on in. Cornelius Green, praise the Lord. Praise to you. Praise the Lord. Absolutely. BR7062. Kenneth Stromness is in the house. Kirk Bender's in the house. Randy Taylor, the evil Badger, is in the house. Let's go. Jay Baller, he's saying Michigan number 1, Georgia number 2. There's so many. Look, there's only 5 undefeated teams, or 6 if you count Air Force, but there's all different kinds of combinations that people are putting out there. I'm going to show you one prediction that Brett McMurphy just put out there. I think it's rather interesting. I'm going to put it out there. Daniel Dale says Washington 3, Florida State 4. Jay Ball comes back and says Texas 5, Oklahoma 7. Oklahoma 7? That might be a little high. Randy Taylor, time to smash the like button. Bruce Harris, Boomer. Boomer Joe Z, thanks for coming on in. Expedition Greg. Mick Stevens, go TCU Horned Frogs. Okay, first of all, I got to start the show out because we just did a show on the Connor Stallions situation. I have to take the big fat L, the big loss. I did not think the University of Michigan was going to go ahead and give Jim Harbaugh a massive extended contract and make him the highest paid Big Ten coach. And that's exactly what they are planning to do. So Jim Choi and everybody else, John Smith, who called early in the program, all the Michigan fans, everybody in the chat, I'm taking the big L. I got on the phone and a couple things were told to me. And I'm just going to go through it briefly because this is the college football rankings rapid reaction show. Number 1, Michigan is doing this because it's going to protect the recruiting and it protects the, it keeps some of the big Michigan money perch people happy. So this is what they're going to do for now. I do not believe, or I was told that the Big Ten, people in the Big Ten, like Minnesota and others, this part doesn't really interest the Big Ten, Tony Petitti. So Michigan, this isn't flaunting. This is Michigan doing what they have to do to protect the recruiting class. And they're going to give protections to themselves within this contract with Jim Harbaugh. Okay. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they're going to do it anyway. So I'm taking the big fat L. The other thing I was told soon after the live show, between the last live show and this live show is, how can I put this? All eyes are on Tony Petitti. It's a matter of, the word was deterrence. If this investigation keeps going and it's going to keep dripping and more information is going to be coming out about in-person scouting and, my goodness, even going to the games and all this. Basically, inside the Big Ten, this is, if you don't put the hammer down in Michigan, the gates of hell will open up. Schools are not going to pay attention to anything anymore. You know the rules, there's 85 scholarship players. Why not go to 91? Some of these schools have the money to go to 100, for goodness sake. So, I've been on the phone. This is a matter of deterrence. If this goes on with this, just a slap on the wrist, then that's not a good enough deterrence to keep this thing from exploding. People are hot about this. Now, you saw that in the reports. You can pay no attention to it. You can don't pay attention to what I'm telling you. But BTAM and his associates, they talked to a whole wide range of people inside the Big Ten. Obviously, I think we've proven that over the last decade. They are hot. This is a matter of deterrence. If the investigation goes the way people believe this is going, and the punishment doesn't satisfy the 13 other schools because they're not doing any of this stuff, then the gates of hell will open up. That's how it was described to me. So we shall see. Keep your head on a swivel. We'll see if the Central Michigan athletic director talks about anything about tonight, because remember, they're doing an investigation. Who is this person that was on their sidelines with a VB pass, a visitor bench pass, which is different than other passes that you get. A visitor bench pass is between the two 20-yard lines. You can be with the coaching staff. Basically, it's coaches, assistant personnel, medical personnel. It's not media. It's not donors. It's not charity groups. Wow. Opie, thank you for your generous super chat. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on here at Peek Around the Corner. I think the 12-team college football playoff only lasts 2 years. I'm betting that it goes to 16 playoff with either 5 auto and 11 at large or 6 auto and 10 at large. I guess it's Michigan's world and we only live in it. You know what, Opie? I'm starting to agree with you. I think the chances of this playoff going to 16 has increased and will increase. First of all, because the SEC and the Big Ten are not quite growing yet. We'll see what the money is like for the 12-team playoffs, for the 11 content games, the playoff games. We'll see if it actually goes to $2 billion, let's say. So a lot will determine how, they're going to have to make money, right? They're going to have to spread the money around. We'll see what the playoff money looks like in 2025, 2026. But I would lean so slightly in your direction. So very slightly in your direction. You could be onto something. Thank you, Opie, once again for your super chat, for your generosity to this channel. The Little General and I thank you so very much. Thank you, sir. I wear my sunglasses at night I don't know the rest of the words. Plus, you don't want to hear me sing, LFG. Thanks for coming on in. Appreciate it. You know what? I might have to do an old episode and sing that song. I'm sure I will sing it bad. I'm sure there'll be a copyright. I'm going to have to share the $1 that I make on that episode to whoever wrote I Wear My Sunglasses at Night. Credit the Monty Show. Did they sing? Did the Monty Show sing I Wear My Sunglasses at Night? Does any other college football YouTube channel actually sing on their shows like we do here? I wonder. My wife says that's some pretty good singing. Well, I didn't really get into the song. I don't know the words. I'm going to have to practice it. Danielle, tell the wife I'm going to have to practice it. And if it goes over a decent bar of quality, I will do an episode on it. I think I'm going to do an episode. Iconic Stallions, Michigan. I wear my sunglasses. I'm all psyched up now. Thank you. Who sent that to me? Who first sent that to me? LFG, thank you so much. I appreciate it. John Teal, could both Oregon and Washington make it in the final year of the playoffs? Yeah, I think they could. Obviously, Oregon would have to beat Washington in the Pac-12 championship game. But yeah, yes, I think that's possible. No question about it. John Teal, thank you so much for your super chat. Is it likely? No. But it could happen. It starts in 27 seconds, 26 seconds, 25, 24, 23, 22. We're going to get the rankings. Thank you, John Teal, for your super chat. I appreciate it so very much. Have the song ready by next show, Craig. Okay. I'll do the best I can. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm sure I'll screw it all up like I do every song that I sing. Just like when I try to pronounce people's names, I screw it all up. Look at Brett McMurphy's predictions for the college football playoffs, top 6 for tonight. This is not how Brett McMurphy would put the top 6. This is what he's predicting that the top 6 would be. Brett McMurphy says Ohio State, strength of resume. Florida State, strength of resume. Georgia, they're coming on strong, but the resume not might match up. Washington, Michigan, lack of resume, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of, well, let's just say in-person scouting maybe affecting that a little bit. And Texas is number 6. That's pretty interesting. Brett McMurphy is predicting the Buckeyes to be number 1. And, I've seen quite a few of those. I'm still going to predict Georgia number 1, even though the strength of schedule does not match up. I just think Georgia's going to be number 1. That's my prediction. I'm probably wrong. I usually am. You should see my picks from last week. We haven't done that yet. We'll do that tomorrow. I believe I went 1-7 against the spread. It could be 0-8, but I think I won a game in there somewhere. Greg the Coolin predictions too. I'm not even, look. Okay, I'll just throw out a prediction. Georgia number 1. I have no clue. I'm not really gonna have. Last year when we did this, I lost control on a couple of these real time reactions to these college football rankings because I completely disagreed with them. Today I'm gonna just take it all in. Relax. I don't really have any strong opinions. We're going to have the baseline, right? We're going to have the baseline. Top 6. We're going to see all 25. We're going to have the baseline. And then as the games roll on here in the last 4 games of the season and the college football playoffs, then I think everyone's opinion is going to get hardened, right? It's going to get more, concrete in our opinions. Jay Ball, Michigan number 1, Greg. Michigan number 1. Penn State not in the top 10. Have they already started showing them? They haven't started showing them already, right? Did I completely miss it? I don't think I did. If Georgia's number 1, Michigan is top 4, then I hope Ohio State dumps Texas, Alabama, Georgia from future out of conference scheduling. Jerry Jones and USC dumps Notre Dame from OOC. What's the incentive? I don't know. Montana. Roll Tide. Sure, Georgia will get an unfair goober benefit of the doubt from SEC-friendly committee goober bias. Wow. LFG throwing some elbows in the chat room. Now they're talking about the Pac-12. The Pac-12, 6 of the AP top 25 teams, 6 of them are Pac-12 schools. Florida State, where are they going to fit here in the top 6? Number 3, can't be any lower than number 3, right? They've won some good games. They beat LSU. They beat a tough Duke team. I don't know. I don't see Florida State how they can be any lower than number 3. So let's say Georgia 1, Buckeyes 2, Florida State 3, Michigan 4, Washington 5, Texas 6. That's my predictions. That is my prediction. Kansas, where are they going to be ranked here? Now again, this is a 4-team playoff. But if this was a 12-team playoff, we'd be looking so closely at who's number 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. They would have 4 weeks to get into the top 12. And not necessarily even the top 12. But you know what I'm saying. Right around in there. We'd be battling. Oh, here we go. Air Force 25. Tulane 24. Kansas State 23. Oklahoma State 22. Wow. Kansas 21. Oklahoma State wasn't even in the AP top 25. They were 26. They should have been. They should have been in the top 25. Kansas 21. That they'd be a little bit higher. Again, we're going to open up the phone lines after we see the top 25, okay? We open the phone lines after we see the entire rankings. USC 20. Woo! Woo! UCLA 19, Utah 18, Tennessee 17, Oregon State 16. USC is 20. USC is 20. What are we doing here? I said I wouldn't get all riled up. I said I would not get all riled up, but man, oh man. Oh, Greg, I'm disappointed in you. People are already disappointed with me, and the rankings haven't even finished yet. That's fair for USC. Notre Dame 15, LSU 14, Louisville 13, Missouri 12. Penn State is out of the top 10. They are at number 11. Notre Dame 15. Notre Dame's losses is to Ohio State. Woo! I think Notre Dame could have been a little bit higher. Think Notre Dame could have been a little bit higher. Easy, Greg. Easy. Number 10, Ole Miss. Ole Miss, number 10. Number 9, Oklahoma. That sounds about right. I said they'd be about number 10. Number 10. Ole Miss, number 10. I'm going to have to check out that resume again. Number 8, Alabama. I think they got that right too. I don't know how you get Alabama higher than 8. Alabama 8, Oklahoma 9, Ole Miss number 10. I can't wait to get to your phone calls. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Texas is number 7. A lot of people had Texas number 6 on their ranking. So there's going to be Oregon. Oregon is going to be number 6. Oregon's going to be number 6, right? Right? Alabama still has a chance, no question about it. Oregon looking to be number 6. If they're higher than 6, holy smokes. I got to check out a few things here. We got to check out... I got to check out Ole Miss's resume. They are at number 10. Let's just take a look real quick here. Ole Miss, 73-7 over Mercer. They beat a Tulane team 37-20. Decent win on the road. They defeated Georgia Tech 48-23. They lost to Alabama. That's their only loss at Alabama. They defeated LSU, great game, 55-49. They beat Arkansas 27-20. They beat Auburn by only 7. They beat Vanderbilt. Number 10, I think, is a little bit too high for Ole Miss. Little bit too high. What you guys are thinking? Washington 6. Some people are saying Washington 6. That's true, Ryan Brooks. Some of those wins, though, not all that impressive. Steven says Ole Miss is good, but number 10 good? Don't know about that. Little bit of disagreement with Ole Miss. LFG says Ole Miss is a little bit shaky. Mark says Ole Miss is a sneaky one-loss team. I know Judkins has got it going again, the running back. I guess, they beat Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech has won some games here lately. That helps their resume out. Here we go. I know you guys are ahead of me, and that's okay. Number 6 is Oregon. Wow. They got a shot. Oregon's got a shot. They've got a good shot. The pathway is there for the Ducks. Just win out, baby. Win out. You're going to be there. Washington, number 5. Got no problem with that. No problem with that. That's what I predicted. Now I predicted number 1 Georgia, 2 Ohio State, 3 Florida State, 4 Michigan. We'll see who's number 4 here. People are saying it's Florida State. The Seminoles, man, they're looking good. Florida State, number 4. I got to disagree with that. No, I don't like that at all. I don't agree with that. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Who's number 3 is. Oregon 6, Washington 5, Florida State number 4. Again, they win out. They're in. Just got to win out. They're in the spot that they need to be. Florida State's got a pretty good resume, though. unless I'm missing something, number 4 is Michigan. Now, I would have Michigan and Florida State do-si-do. I would have them flip-flopped. Again, Michigan dominance. Georgia number 2. The Bulldogs number 2. Dominant play. Carson Beck is coming on strong. And that means the Ohio State Buckeyes number 1. Wow, Jerry Jones, Buckeyes, Ohio State number 1. When I saw that Notre Dame was 15, I was thinking, I don't know if they're going to have the Buckeyes number 1. Because I was expecting Notre Dame to be a little bit higher. But, yes, Ohio State number 1. Wow. We're going to open up the phone lines. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right to it. Give us a call. Give us a call on the rankings or anything else in college football. Focusing on the rankings. The phone lines are now open. 763-260-1333. The Buckeyes, number 1 in strength of resume. Number 15th in strength of schedule. Key wins, Penn State and at Notre Dame. Georgia, 7th in strength of resume. 100th in strength of schedule. Key wins, Kentucky, Florida. Michigan, 9th strength of resume. 111th strength of schedule. Key wins, Rutgers and Minnesota. Minnesota made it to ESPN's coverage. A key win. They put down Minnesota as a key. Boy, that's a weak resume for the Michigan Wolverines. Holy smokes. But they're gonna, they're gonna play Penn State. They're gonna play the Buckeyes. They got everything in front of them. They are a dominant team. No question about it. Dominant team. Ohio State playing at Rutgers could be a trap. Could be a trap. Man. Ohio State has 2 big wins. Yes, sirree. Yes, they do. Penn State and Notre Dame. No question about it. That's why they've got the number 1 ranking. But Michigan now, whatever Michigan does with Penn State, whatever Michigan does, of course, against Ohio State, going to be weighed against Ohio State, Georgia, Washington, Oregon. So Michigan can make a big old statement. They're going to whoop up on Purdue. But after that, they've got some big games, and they are going to, it's going to be fun. Jay Baller, again, watch Michigan. Watch Michigan. Woohoo! Michigan's got they keep blowing people away. They'll be number 1 by the end of all this. They'll even jump Georgia. If Michigan keeps blowing people away, Georgia keeps doing Georgia stuff, you can see Michigan number 1, Georgia number 2 at the end of the college conference championship games. Number 1, Ohio State. 2, Georgia. Number 3, Michigan. Number 4, Florida State. Number 5, Washington. Number 6, Oregon. I would have flipped Florida State and Michigan. All right, give me a call, 763-260-1333. And again, I'm going to look at reactions from all over the college football world. Again, ESPN Sports Center, there it is. Number 1, Ohio State in the first of the college football playoff rankings for 2023. And Colin Wilson from Action Network, if that was the playoffs, if it's going to be Ohio State, Florida State, Georgia versus Michigan, this is what he believes the line would end up being. It would be Ohio State -2 versus Florida State. Georgia and Michigan would be a pick'em. Just giving you a little bit of flavor of what people are talking about here. As we wait for our first phone call, give us a call. 763-260-1333. And here is Florida State's X account debuting at number 4 in this year's first college football playoff rankings. Number 4, the Florida State Seminoles. Again, giving you a little flavor on what people are talking about here as the first playoffs rankings have dropped. And this is what I don't understand. I agree with this X account, Big Ryan. UCLA is 1-2 against quality opponents, and its only win against a team over a 500 is a week 1 matchup against a mediocre Coastal Carolina team, where it was in 1-score game in the fourth quarter at home. Why is it ranked 19th? USC is ranked at number 20 with a 1-2 record against quality teams, while having played like bleep the last 5 matchups and losing twice, nearly losing to California, Arizona, and Colorado. Why are they ranked? I'm having a hard time figuring out why USC is number 20. That doesn't make much sense to me. That's the one in real time, my real-time reaction, I was bugging out a little bit. PSU Nitwit says the Buckeyes deserve the top spot. Again, give us a call, 763-260-1333. Steven, well, Georgia's going to lose one game in our lifetimes eventually. So, yeah. Georgia's they're going for their 3rd national championship in a row. Third. That's unbelievable in this modern era of college football.
Call from
Moen.
Moen is on the line. Moen Vision. Holy smokes. The Ohio State Buckeyes are number 1. What do you got to say, good sir?
Well, I want to answer your last question first. Why is USC number 20? Alex Grinch. Alex Grinch. He made Cal look like an offensive powerhouse last week. And that takes a lot of effort to be that bad at your job. And Alex Grinch is that bad at his job. I've said it on Nate's show. I'll say it on this show. I swear he's got naked pictures of Lincoln Riley. There's no reason that man should have that job. To call him a defensive coordinator is the most offensive thing you can do. But yeah, Ohio State definitely deserves to be number 1 just because of the fact we actually schedule people. I know that's unique within the Big Ten, but we do go out of our way to schedule quality opponents, strength and steel. We scheduled Notre Dame for a home and away. So yeah, I think Ohio State deserves to be number 1. Do I think they're the number 1 team in the country? No, there's better teams that I'd put Florida State, Michigan, and Georgia all ahead of them in terms of better teams. But scheduling tough opponents has to mean something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think moving towards the 18-team conference with USC, Oregon, UCLA, Washington, you're going to see probably Ohio State's going to pull out of some of these scheduling agreements with like Alabama and Texas and some of these other schools because it's not worth it. I mean, look, you can have the 112th strength of schedule and you get ranked. I mean, what's the point of playing a tough schedule?
Yeah.
Might as well schedule FCS teams. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if the criteria of the playoff committee is going to be adjusted as the expanded playoffs happen starting next year. I wonder if I know ESPN makes a big deal of strength of resume, strength of schedule, and everything, but I'm wondering if they're going to take it in more in account than just the scores and how big you blow a team out. And I'm wondering if if you're going to get credited, if a 10-2 team is going to jump over to 11-1 team in the expanded playoffs and the rankings. It doesn't happen now, right? A 2-loss team never jumps over a 1-loss team when it comes to the Final Four playoffs. But I'm wondering if it's going to happen in the expanded playoffs. If a 2-loss team is ranked 6th while a 1-loss ranked team is ranked 8th, something like that, because of strength of schedule. We'll see.
Maybe, but
yep.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. They're just going to look at the record, and that's going to be it.
I have to ask you, first of all, hold on one second. Ryan Brooks, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. U.S. is ranked to give a boost to Oregon and Washington to ensure the Pac gets in during its last year. So Ryan Brooks believes that a whole lot of Pac-12 friendly voters in the playoff committee wanted USC ranked to give Oregon and Washington a better resume, although Washington hasn't played USC yet, but it will give Washington a better resume. I got to ask you, thank you so much for your super chat, Ryan. Appreciate it. Helping us keep the lights on. Thank you so very much. Moen, earlier today we did a live show talking about the Connor Stallions situation. Can I ask you a question about it?
Go ahead.
Number one, I opened the show tonight because I made a few phone calls talking about, I asked, I got to be careful how I say this, but Michigan trying to get this contract done with Jim Harbaugh basically has to do with their protecting their recruiting and their sponsorships, the contracts, and the donors. It's a money thing. And according to the person I talked to, was one of Big Ten's associates, this doesn't concern the Big Ten. This is a Michigan thing to protect their interests from different angles. But what he did tell me was that it's Big Ten schools are hot. And they're looking for the Big Ten, not just for a slap on the wrist, but they're looking for a big slap down in Michigan. And the word that was used was deterrence. If this investigation keeps going the way it looks like it's going, if these reports are true, and then if Michigan does not get a large enough penalty by the perception of these Big Ten schools, then what was described to me was the holy, what did he say? The holy gates of hell are going to open up. The gates of hell are going to open up. And everyone's going to be just doing anything they want. They can add on more scholarship players over 85. If there is no large penalty to this, then the gig is up and everyone's just going to just do whatever they want. That's my first response on that. And number two is that Connor Stallions on the sidelines of CMU, in your opinion? And if it is, if you believe he is, how does that widen and deepen the story?
Well, my opinion is you're right. If there's no punishment for doing illegal activities and poor sportsmanship, unethical situations. What's to stop people from, moving forward doing even more and more unethical things?
Yeah.
And if Tony Petitti goes to punish them after the fact, it's going to be selective prosecution. Right now, that's what probably everybody thinks is, hey, it's because Michigan's so dominant and they're ranked in the top 4, Tony Petitti's not going to step in and do anything. He's showing favoritism towards Michigan. Showing favoritism towards the top programs and not the rest of the programs. That's something where I think the schools need to get together and all go to Tony Petitti and say, hey, we're coming to you as this, the other 13 members of your conference telling you we need to see some action or we're going to take action. And that could be a vote of no confidence in Tony Petitti and finding a new commissioner. That could be saying, hey, we're just not going to play. It's going to be very similar to what you saw with COVID season, where, eventually the power of the schools is usually enough to get the commissioner to back down. So if the commissioner's not going to come up with a solution, those schools can absolutely come together and say, hey, we'll come up with a solution. If you won't give a solution, we'll ensure a solution happens. As far as the Connor Stalions thing, man, I don't know, but it just seems strange. Here we are, 12 hours since CMU came out with that statement. Why haven't we heard of who that is?
Yeah, that is strange.
What kind of security do you have there when you don't know who's on your sidelines?
Yeah.
I know everybody who comes in and out the door at my office every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's logged, and I'm not a college football team. And why is somebody with a visitor pass wearing coaching gear? And why are you wearing sunglasses at night? And why are you wearing a hat? Why are you covering your things don't add up. I don't know if that's Connor Stalions, but something doesn't add up there.
Yeah, now people are on the sleuths, the internet sleuths are on this thing about how those sunglasses could be recording sunglasses. They're looking at the edges of the sunglasses. They're nice and wide over here, so there could be, I don't know. But that's what people are talking about now. So I wonder if that becomes a bigger story tomorrow. If it's true.
Well, at some point, CMU could just come out and settle this and say, no, that's not.
Yep.
This is John so-and-so, and he's our professional Gatorade mixer. He just left his credentials at home, and we had to give him a visitor pass.
Yeah.
There's so many ways that story can resolve itself easily. CMU just needs to look. They have to know who they give all their visitor passes to. They would have to just look at that and say, hey, we gave that to so-and-so. I don't know that it's Connor Stalions, but I think it's drawn enough attention to it now that CMU is looking into it to see who they've got to punish for doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And seeing if they have to self-report any NCAA violations.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy story, but it's going to get crazier until we get some kind of resolution.
Yeah.
And I think Tony Petitti needs to be the one to do that. If he doesn't, I think your sources are probably right. It's going to open the holy gates of hell.
Yeah.
People are going to start going crazy. People are probably going to get together and say, hey, we're going to approach Tony Petitti and tell him, we're not playing games until it's resolved. The schools have all the power. The commissioner doesn't.
Yeah.
So if those 13 schools say, hey, no mas, it's no mas, they're not going to put up with it.
The college football playoff chair, Boo Corrigan, asked about the committee's position on Michigan's sign stealing probe. Quote, that really wasn't part of any of the discussion, unquote. So looks like they're not taking that as part of their process in ranking this in the teams.
Well, and I think they should take part of that, but I understand their point of view is they want to have a laissez-faire situation and let the conferences in the NCAA handle conference and NCAA conflicts like that.
Yeah.
Their sole job is to rank the 4 best teams in America to play for the national championship. That goes beyond their realm. Yes, I think they should have done maybe a symbolic thing and put Michigan at 5 this week and moved Washington up to 4. But, it is what it is. But it's just going to get crazier. But I will say this. If Michigan really wants to show me that they have a lot of faith in Jim Harbaugh, 100% guarantee that contract. 100% guarantee that you're going to pay him every cent of that contract regardless of what happens.
Wow.
If there's any out clauses in there, you really don't have faith in them.
Yeah.
You got 100% it.
Yeah. Gerald McKinley, if Central Michigan said it wasn't Stallions, how many would really believe them? I would believe Central Michigan if they said that wasn't Connor Stallions, provided they give us the name of the person who it was. Then I would believe it.
No, I would believe. I mean, you're always going to have an outside fringe element who's never going to believe. There's going to be fringe elements of Buckeyes. You're never going to prove that, the same way there's going to be fringe elements of Michigan fans that, you're going to have that in every fan base. But I think for the rational majority, the sane majority, if Central Michigan came out and said, hey, that's not Connor Stallions, it's Bob so-and-so, most people would say, okay, it's not Connor Stallions, it's Bob so-and-so. Here's a picture of Bob so-and-so. It looks just like Bob so-and-so.
Yeah.
I know Big Ten Ted was on earlier and was mentioning that the guy had hair and Connor Stallions is bald. Well, I'm bald, but if you tune into the show every week, I have hair. So, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. But I'm trying to hold my judgment. But the longer it stretches out for CMU to do this, the more it puts it into the camp that it's Connor Stallions.
Yeah. And one last thing, Moen. First of all, thank you, Buckeyes, for beating the evil Badgers. I want to say that first. Although you did not cover the spread, so I got another loss. I think I went 1-7 against the spread this week.
I lost that one too, but I was 5-3 this week. Right?
Oh, well, good for you. Good for you. Now I've got the worst winning percentage in all of college football YouTube. Here's the thing, though. You got to keep your eyes wide open on this, Moen. If the Minnesota Golden Gophers can beat Illinois at home, now Minnesota can lose to anybody. So let's just put that out there. But if the Minnesota Golden Gophers can beat Illinois at home, and then they go play Purdue is struggling. They're beat up. They're just bad. And Michigan's going to beat up on them this week. If they go out and beat Purdue, that means the odds, it's not 100%, but that means that Minnesota, when they go play Ohio State at the Shoe, that game isn't really going to matter. They're going to lose that game, but it ain't going to stop Minnesota from winning the Big Ten West. All they'll have to do after they get their butts kicked by the Buckeyes is go at home, beat Wisconsin for the third year in a row, and chances are, it's not 100%, but chances are Minnesota wins the Big Ten West. And we could be playing the Buckeyes in Indianapolis. How do you like them apples? Because we beat Iowa, we beat Nebraska. If we beat Wisconsin, we're going to control the tiebreakers. What do you think of that?
We got a tough road ahead of us still, Greg. We've got Rutgers this week.
Yes.
And Rutgers has improved. I don't care what anybody says. Greg
they're definitely,
with that program.
Yes.
Rutgers has improved. We've got Michigan State in a night game in November. And then we've got that big one at the end of the year. So I think Minnesota's got an easier path to get to the championship game than Ohio State.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The loss to the Buckeyes. The loss to the Buckeyes.
Go out there and win that West, Greg. I mean, the last year of the West, go Golden Gophers. Go win it. We'll do our best on the East side to play in a rematch in the conference championship game.
Yes. And again, I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. Somebody posted the following. I see Immaculate is in the chat. I want him to take a look at it. I'm going to post a picture up. If you want to know why Connor's sunglasses have such a wide temples, it's because it's these. I have them. And they record video and take photos by voice command or manual press. Really good video and photo quality as well. So take a look at those sunglasses and then see if you can match them up to the person that was on the Central Michigan sideline, which we don't know the name of. I'm just saying, look, if it's Connor Stalions and if he's wearing these glasses for video recording, the story becomes even more blown wide open. But again, we don't know if that's Connor Stalions, and we definitely don't know if he's wearing any sunglasses other than your normal sunglasses. But take a look at that picture. Take a look at.
I mean, that's a reach. I mean, you're not
It
going
is
to
a
be able to
reach.
spot the model of sunglasses off of the photos.
It's a
these
big
days.
reach. It's a
And
big
I've
reach.
got wide brim sunglasses myself, and they don't have a camera in them. So
Yeah.
that one, I think you're really. I think the internet sleuths are really reaching on that one.
Got it. They're reaching on quite a few stories. No question about it.
Yeah, but I mean that's because again we haven't had any clarity put to the situation by the Big Ten.
That's what happens when a vacuum is made. That's what happens. Yep.
Right? When a vacuum's created, it gets filled with something.
Yeah.
And right now you've got the internet sleuths filling it. So
yeah.
But hey, go Buckeyes, go Gophers, Greg.
Got it.
We'll be on tomorrow night. I'll plug our show tomorrow night, but I don't know what time it is. I think it's at 8:30. We're going live.
Got it. Big 12 rivals. I mean, Big 12
Mafia.
Got it.
Big 12 Mafia Holy Rival show. We'll be on there. I'll discuss Michigan in more in depth with a little saltier language.
Got it. All right. Appreciate it, Mullen Vision.
Greg.
Thanks for calling. Mo Vision, Mr. Buckeye, Tony, Tough Tony, Gopher Tony, Greg, you drinking the Kool-Aid now? No more 6 and 6? Yeah, I'm drinking it. I'm guzzling it. Look, can we beat Illinois first, Tony? Can we beat Illinois? The Gophers are only 2-point favorites at home. That's... The Gophers... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drink it. Why not? Why not? Let's guzzle it down. Thank you, Tony, for the super chat. I appreciate your generosity.
Call from
Immaculate.
Immaculate is on the line. Now he's going to scold me. He's going to yell at me because I showed a picture of sunglasses, and I'm also going to be singing that song, I Wear My Sunglasses at Night, in a episode to be released tomorrow. So Immaculate is going to yell at me right now. The floor is yours.
Well, I'm just your local internet sleuth reporting for duty
Yes.
because I disagree with Moen. I don't think it's a big stretch to think this. Now, it may not be true,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a stretch considering if this is him, what he does. Like, he's not going to sit down there on the sidelines and hold his phone up if he wants to record.
How much money would a pair like those cost? Anybody know in the chat?
I'm looking it up. Looks like about $330.
Really? I thought they'd be more expensive than that. Wow.
Nope, you can go down to Best Buy and get yourself a $330 pair right now.
Holy cow. Well, I don't think well, I don't know. I'll take a look at those pictures again. I already did a whole show on that whole thing, so I don't want to go deep down the rabbit hole, but I didn't talk to Moen earlier today, so I figured I'd give him the question.
No, I don't think what he wore are Ray-Bans though. So
Yeah.
you'd have to find another model.
I
don't
think
know
what
what
that
product.
gentleman, I think what that gentleman was pointing out was that is such a wide temples on the glasses in those pictures that are shown with him standing there. I don't know how you could see that though, but
And that's, yeah, there were some that kind of showed that. To me, though, it's a matter of this person has a reason for continuing to wear those sunglasses well beyond the point when it's to just, shade from the light. So if it's not
well,
to protect
I was
his
thinking it was more of a
identity,
disguise though.
it
No?
looks that way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if it's both a disguise and a recording device for someone who likes to record stuff, then it's two birds, one stone.
Okay. We got a comment here saying, I lost it. Josh Pate has a Twitter thread on the glasses. Also noted that he's wearing Nike shoes while the rest of the CMU staff has Adidas. Yeah, he's not part of the CMU staff. I think we pretty much know that.
Yeah, and I linked you the Josh Pate thing.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
No,
Let me
you're
take
good. It's just a little Ray-Ban advertisement for it, like their little online.
Oh, I see. I'm looking at it.
Price on there.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. Thanks for showing me that. I'm going to have to take a harder look at those pictures again.
Yeah, and it may not be doing that. It's just,
Yeah.
it's peculiar behavior. So once you have someone who's acting in such a peculiar manner, then as Moen said, internet sleuth,
Yeah.
on it. And so I don't think it's a crazy idea for someone who is, known to do or, widely believed to do what he did, to then have something like that can do what he does for him when he's down there and he can't use the phone. Not that he was necessarily there to do that, though, because like you were saying, he might have been there to help that coach next to him. We don't know.
Yep. What are your thoughts about the rankings here tonight? I noticed that I got it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I noticed that Air Force is 25 and Tulane is 24.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
Huh?
I wasn't a big fan of that choice. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at who they played, maybe it comes out that way. I
Yeah.
just thought that with the undefeated Air Force, I'm kind of partial to the service academies. I'd want to put them up to 24. It doesn't matter at this point in time. They both got more games to play. They got championship games to go into.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I just would have given the undefeated Air Force team that little thing.
Yeah. And are you good with Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, top 6?
I'm kind of not sure about Florida State. I like them a little bit higher, but at this point it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I guess I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much okay with the whole top 10. If I was to get crazy with it, I'd almost maybe put Missouri at 10 and then drop Penn State and Ole Miss down.
Yeah.
And with Louisville, with their wins and what they've done, I think I might put them over all of them.
Yeah.
With the Duke win, with Notre Dame win, like why aren't they? Ole Miss lost to Alabama. Why are they above Louisville? Like that's they don't have a big win, do they? Ole Miss.
They beat Auburn. They beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think they beat Tulane, correct?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
they beat
very
Tulane.
deep.
That's Tulane's loss.
Yeah, I'd put Louisville at 10. I think.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Anything else, Immaculate?
I think I'm glad to see Oklahoma State up there. But
Yes.
they weren't in the ACC.
Yes.
And people were mad about it. It's just like,
Yeah.
just wait till you see the CFP. And rightfully so, Oklahoma State's there. And I really do like how they do have so much of the Big 12 right there. So that could possibly give either Oklahoma or Texas, if they went out of that, maybe just enough of a boost. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, what if Louisville beats Florida State in the ACC championship? What if Alabama beats Georgia? What if LSU beats Georgia? I mean, there's still a lot that can happen. So it's interesting to see where everyone's lined up at, but otherwise I think it looks all right.
Now, and if you look forward to next year with the 12-team playoffs, our conversations around the first dropping of the college football playoff rankings, it's going to be a little bit more intense, right? Because, you know, we're going to be arguing more over who's ranked number 18th to who's ranked number 22, who's in that 12th spot, who's in the 14th spot. It's going to be pretty intense. Now, Ross Dellinger just dropped an article. With the collapse of the Pac-12, the college football playoff leaders are expected to explore moving from a 6+6 to a 5+7. The college football playoff leaders are expected to meet next week in Dallas. Oh, I'm sorry. That was an October 24th article. My bad. Forget about it.
They do have a scheduled meeting in Dallas, well, next month, November.
Oh, you know what? No, this is true. This is what I just said was true. The article that was linked was from last month. Yeah, they're meeting in Dallas next week.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So that's going to be, but it's another one of these situations where the last two have been basically made moot by the situation out west, and that situation has not changed.
Yeah.
There is no end in sight as far as we can tell for the lawsuit. Maybe, you know, one of these days a settlement pops up out of nowhere, and then all the gears start to work again. But at this point in time, we don't have anything showing that that's likely to happen. So I kind of got a feeling that this is going to be a third CFP meeting in a row, which not much comes out of it.
You could be right. Not until we get more clarification on what's happening out west. I think you're right.
Yeah, because that was a direct quote from Hancock. He said the reason why nothing happens is because of the situation out west, which we know he was referring to the Pac, but I used his words just so people can judge for themselves. But in terms of next year for that 12 team, I think we will be doing debate on it, but remember, this is still a tournament to figure out who the champion is. If you get 13th or 14th, I think you have much less room to bitch and complain than someone who's 5th or 6th.
Yes, I would agree with that. Unless it's the Gophers, I would agree with you on
that. I hear you. No, I was in the same boat. But if you have 2 losses or 3 losses, you can't sit there and say, we deserve. No, you left this one in the hands of the referees. That's, players say. You leave it in the hands of the referees, that's it. Now, you know, you're looking at a situation here with the top 4, though. You might have an undefeated team that gets left out. Not this year. Well, maybe. Actually, yes, could happen. And then they have an argument to say, why aren't we part of this? Well, why we're going to 12.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's going to be fun next year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Yep. All righty, man. I appreciate it, Immaculate. You guys have a show tomorrow night, I guess?
Yeah, I think, as Mo said, I think 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific is generally when we go. It could vary from there based upon personal schedules, but we shall see.
All right. Thank
Appreciate
you,
it
sir.
as always, man. Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Mr. Hawkeye Merricklet giving his opinions on what just happened with the rankings. Let me know what you're thinking. Give us a call, 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. I'm okay with the rankings. I wasn't gonna have this big, strong opinion. I didn't think USC should be number 20, but overall, I think the rankings did a good job. So I've got no complaints. Let me know if you've got any complaints.
Call from
Steve.
Steve, Mr. Bearcat, the floor is yours. How's it going, sir?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Doing good. Got our first playoff rankings for 2023. I think it went okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really dive deep into it until about the third one, about
Sure.
the third ranking.
Yep.
Gosh, if you look through the years of this system, there's a lot of things that happen between now and the end of the conference championship games that make a difference, I guess. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't argue with how they got everybody ranked basically in the top 10 right now. I don't think. I don't know. I might have Louisville a little higher, but I think that again, if they win out and Florida State wins out, then we can see what happens in the ACC championship game. So that's the fun to me. I know they try to position these teams sometimes, and there has been some bias through the years, probably. But for the most part, I think everything they put into the formula to rank these teams is pretty legitimate, I guess. I don't know, but it's fun. I don't take it, like I said, I don't take it too seriously for a few more weeks, but
Yep.
you definitely want in that, top 10, because most of the time, if you're in that top 10, you have a chance to win your conference championship or have only one loss or no losses. You look back, Greg, how many times have we had more than one undefeated team or more than two undefeated teams in the playoffs? Not very doggone often.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep.
So it gets a little crazy towards the end of the season, but I wanted to touch on obviously the Michigan thing. There's basically three entities that could take care of this in a timely manner, and by that I mean it's been almost 2 weeks since this broke, and obviously everybody's still gathering information, trying to get in a position to make the best, I don't know what word you want to use, ruling or whatever, but after today, if Central Michigan, if CMU comes clean, okay, then you can move from there. If Michigan would come clean, there's some things that happened to Michigan behind closed doors in the last week and a half that people might be amazed at, to be truthful with you. And Tony Petitti, I know he's having everyone doing their due diligence, but there's 13 others. There's 13 other members in this conference, and they'll throw a fit. I mean, it's for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Because truthfully, they probably think, for a lot of different reasons, for the perception of the Big Ten, for the perception of whatever, that if Michigan, if Petitti's got the goods on them, and gosh, when the Big Ten warns Michigan State that before they played Michigan, hey, they've been stealing signs, I would say they probably got some pretty good damning information. So I just really think, you know, CMU come clean. Just got to do it and clear that part up. And then I just think the Big Ten has to make a decision rather quicker than later, Greg.
Yeah.
I don't. What I mean, am I jumping the gun here? Should they have another month to get this figured out? I mean, you know, I need some other opinions because I know what some information I get, and I just think that, gosh, you know, you got to put an end to this as soon as you can for a lot of reasons. Am I wrong thinking that way?
Well, you know, who knows where they are in this investigation? That's the thing. I'm sure they're trying to do a fast track on it, but whatever they turn up, first of all, whatever they turn up, they have to make sure it's absolutely accurate. They can't go out and accuse Michigan of something that they did not do or whatever. So first of all, they got to make sure they get it right. But you're right. A lot of angry people inside the Big Ten. That is 100% true. So I don't know. Tony Petitti's got a tough job ahead of him. It's all about the punishment, and it's all about the timing of the punishment. I don't know how this ends, man. I do not know how this ends.
Well, you know, there were teams outside the Big Ten that could have been affected by this. I'm sure there's been talks between various conference commissioners on, hey, Petitti, what are you going to do? You know, I'm sure there's been some outside pressures, not only some pressures inside the Big Ten. Would you agree with that?
Yes, yeah. There's no question. I think most of the pressure that Tony's hearing is inside the conference, of course. But yeah, right. Because the issues that this I've said this over and over again, the waters of this scandal has gone over the shores of the Big Ten. It's gone over to the SEC, some of the schools in the SEC, Oregon, and now we got CMU involved in this, potentially, if that was Connor Stalions on the sideline. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Tony Petitti, because he's probably the one person who could make a decision before this year's over on any punishment at all to Michigan if they're found guilty of anything.
Do you know, Greg? Because I don't. If the Big Ten comes down on them for whatever, is there an appeals process for Michigan within the Big Ten?
No. I've reported on that. The NCAA
saying that, Greg.
The NCAA has a notice of allegation. They give Michigan 90 days, and the NCAA hasn't given Michigan any notice of allegations, including
surprise, right?
Yeah, including the burger thing, which I'm not all that interested in, but and so the Michigan would have 90 days to present their position. In the Big Ten, if it comes to sportsmanship policy, integrity of competition issues, Tony Petitti could rule. Michigan can state their position after the ruling, but there is no appeal process. That's why whatever Tony rules on, he's got to make sure he's got it locked down. So
Right.
Again.
Right. And I get
Yeah.
why they're taking their time, but
Yeah.
you know, I go back to if it wasn't beat the Big Ten that told Michigan State, hey, be careful. We've got word Michigan's they've got some goods on them. You know?
Yeah.
Or no, I don't know. But, you know, just my 2 cents worth. I got you on my iPad, and I got watching Toledo playing Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know, on a snowy field in Toledo on
Yeah.
Halloween. That's kind of unusual in Toledo on Halloween. You usually don't see the snow on the turf there.
We got some snow in Minnesota, so.
We only had 85 today in Florida. So.
Woo! Woo-hoo!
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Great call,
Yeah, take
Steve.
care.
Bearcat
Take
Steve.
Call from
PSU Nitwit.
PSU Nitwit, the floor is yours. What do you got to say, sir?
Hey, Greg, we're just hanging on here in Happy Valley, hoping to turn things around. But, hey, everything's wide open still. I know when these rankings come out, there's some tough games ahead. I just wanted to call in and get your opinion on this. Now that we have the rankings, we could have total chaos here this year. I mean, think about it. Probably the best team that have the best chance to go undefeated is, what, Florida State at this point?
Yeah, I would think so.
Everyone else could end up with one loss. So think about this at the end of the year, right? I mean, think about it. Georgia's got to go to Tennessee, right? Might have to play Alabama in the championship game. If Alabama wins, that's a one-loss SEC team. If Texas goes and plays Oklahoma again, it's going to be a one-loss Big 12 team. If Oregon plays Washington in the Pac-12 championship game, beats Washington, that's a one-loss Pac-12 team. If Michigan can't get through Penn State or Ohio State, then you'll have, you could have two one-loss teams in the Big Ten. Then what's this committee going to do?
I don't know. There is a case for chaos. I was looking at that earlier today, and it wouldn't take much. It would not take much. We do not need a slew of upsets for chaos. Definitely, we don't need a slew of big upsets for chaos. I agree with you.
I mean, like you said, Michigan might be able to get through Penn State and Ohio State because they got Ohio State at home. But even then, that's two. If you have a one-loss Texas, are you going to leave them out?
Yeah.
You got a one-loss Oregon, you're going to leave them out? So it'll be interesting how this all plays out. Like I said, I want to give kudos to Ohio State and all their fans. Big win at home, and they control their own destiny. And just wanted to call in, and like I said, I got my sunglasses on.
I gotta work on that song tonight. I wear my sunglasses at night. So when I'm done with this live show, which is going to be in a little bit because we already did a live show earlier today, I'm going to be telling the little general I've got a project. I got to work in the studio. I got to sing another song. I'm excited. I'm excited. I hope it turns out.
We can't wait. I was watching the Monty show and they didn't sing the whole song. So.
Oh, did they actually sing?
They sang like the first maybe verse.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to steal their idea, and I'm going to do the whole song, of course. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. You know what? And I know Minnesota, go Minnesota. I think you guys might come out of the West. So there you go, Greg.
We might come out of the West, or we might lose the rest of our games. How about them apples? We are.
Flip the coin.
Yeah. All right, man.
Take care, Greg.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Great call. PSU Network. is if it was a 12-team playoff, if it was a 12-team playoff, right now, this year, this would be the projected rankings with 4 more weeks to go in the regular season, plus the conference championship game. It would be Alabama, Oklahoma, 8 and 9. The game would be played at Alabama. Michigan and Tulane, 5 and 12. The game would be played at Michigan. Texas and Ole Miss, Texas 7, Ole Miss 10. Oregon 6, Penn State 11. And then the byes, Ohio State, Washington, Georgia, Florida State. So the winner of Oregon and Penn State would play Florida State. The winner of Texas and Ole Miss would play Georgia. The winner of Michigan and Tulane would play Washington. The winner of Alabama, Oklahoma would play the Ohio State Buckeyes. There it is. I mean, that's what we're looking at next year. It's going to add so many different storylines, so many hopes and dreams for schools. All these schools that are ranked 20, 21, 22, 23, 17, 16, they all will have a big old shot to get to the college football playoffs. I just wanted to show that. So buckle up, brace for impact. That's what we're looking for. That is what we're looking for next year. So we're going to close it down. Live show number 2 for the day. It was a real-time, rapid reaction to the college football playoff rankings. The first one for the 2023 season. Buckle up, brace for impact. It's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a busy week. It's Tuesday, and I've been on the air basically all Monday, all Tuesday. Wednesday, we have a whole bunch of things to get to. So stick with us here at Peek Around the Corner. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and smash that like button before you leave. Thank you so much for your donations, for your comments, for your phone calls. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.